Hello, Annabelle. How are you doing today? Welcome back. It's good to see you. We're playing Lost Odyssey this evening. An old Xbox 360 JRPG that we're using the backwards compatibility to play on the Xbox One. It's a pretty neat game so far, and I'm excited to play more. My face is a Lost Odyssey indeed, Stasi. Good afternoon. I'm doing really well. I got home from work relatively, well, earlier than usual-ish. Actually, that's not true. I got home from work about at my usual time, which is earlier than it used to be, so having a good time. Having a great day. I'm glad you all are joining me as well. I really appreciate that. Cutscene. We know her.
Hey! I've been looking everywhere for you. I heard about the Grand Staff investigation. Looks like we both got the short end of the stick. It's not enough that we just keep surviving, eh?
So that's how you do that.
There's always something. So, what did you learn in the council?
Nothing to do with you.
Oh, really? Say, haven't we met somewhere before? Hmm? Ugh. Nothing to worry about if you can't remember. Neither can I.
You too, huh?
I can't recall a thing. All I know is that my name seems to be Seth Balmore. People say I used to be a pirate.
Dan.
Isn't it strange that both of us lost our memory and are immortal? Maybe we met a long time ago. I sort of get that feeling when I look at you.
Maybe you
When
did.
we met before, were we enemies? Or allies? Or maybe even lovers? Looking forward to starting our journey tomorrow, Kaim Arganar.
Tomorrow?
You still haven't been contacted by the council? You set out for Grand Staff tomorrow morning. I thought you would have heard by now. Oh, by the way, I'll be joining you on your little trip.
So you are going with me then?
Being late is strictly forbidden.
Kaim Arganar. Dang, he's checking out her whole scene, isn't he? Just looking her up and down. Relax, Kaim. Alright, so where should we go? Up to the north is back to Gungora's palace, which we have no real interest in. From there, what we can do is, I guess, head back to the end. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I'm fresh from work, so I was like, I don't feel like changing clothes. I just want to get streaming. I want to play some more, get lost in the Odyssey again. But how are you doing today, Dan? DBZ, please believe me. What was that button we used to run? There it is. He runs like surprisingly fast, which is odd, kinda. Zoom. It's so hot. I'm always really cold in the office, so it works out for me. Like I'm always wearing a jacket or something indoors. I just generally run cold. Apparently I'm not allowed to buy anything in here because the shopkeep is just like not present. I'm glad they give you an animation of him reaching out to open the door. You know, I want to check. Let's see something here. I don't want to look at the dreams again. Okay, I was just wondering if there was like some sort of encyclopedia that we could reference back to. Kind of see what's happened so far. I know that we met with a magician of some sort who is also responsible for our immortality, so that's a thing. Welcome back. I received a message from the council earlier. You are to report to the Grand Gate for your next mission. If you head to the station, you can either take the monorail or pick up a taxi to the Great Gate. To the Great Gate. Be careful out there. Well, I can do that. I'm supposed to do that right now. Is there time to relax? We're still here. No. I mean, they keep making it seem like it's tomorrow, right? But I don't think today's already passed. Like, has it? Do I need to rest first, or? I mean, I don't have that much gold to be wasting on unnecessary resting, but let's just run upside and touch stuff. Hey, can I touch stuff in here? Hey, buddy. Have you been to Ura for a long time? This is my first time. I'm looking for a job to make something out of my life. Aren't we all, my friend? Neat. Sometimes I wonder if like people beside or like people that watch me stream are also interested in macroeconomics, because I can talk about that all day. I'm good at that. Like in my profession, that's kind of what I do. But I don't think that's gonna play very well on a stream. The efficient market hypothesis and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I need to do that. The Great Gate, take a taxi. Hoorah. Get out of here. This town is nice and big. I think we're maybe looking for this guy. There's closed. Usually the street over there. Well, thanks. It's been a while since we changed from a monarchy to a republic, and I think it's made a big difference. Things are easier now. That's quite a big change. Are you sure you should just be hanging out around here? The council's giving you orders, right? You need to head to the Great Gate. You can take the monorail or a taxi from the station to get there. Yeah, buddy. I hear ya. I don't need to save again. I'm trying to get that done. Obviously, that's not the way to the monorail or the taxi. So I must have run the wrong direction. Apparently, there's only one direction. But I feel like if I was a taxi or a monorail, I'd be this way. Here we go. The generic looking characters. I don't need that sad Stardust. I'm vamping. You look like somebody. Hey there, what do you think? Isn't she a beauty? A real car running on a magic engine. Oh, you're hilarious. All the soldiers have been acting so hostile lately. They could at least loosen up a little while they're shopping. Definitely not. Okay, so this looks like a station. Let me loose. Oh, hello, music. Monorail Central Station. Let's talk to this dude. He's going to direct us in the right direction. If you want to ride the monorail, go up to the second floor. Assuming the monorail's even working, that is. Wow. Infrastructure is really on point here, isn't it? Welcome. This is where you go if you need directions or have any questions about how to use the monorail system. We also handle PA system announcements, monorail status reports, and lost and found services here. Let me know if you need anything. This looks like an elevator. This time I will save. Nope, not nope. So, Kime, you have immortality, as does the woman with you, or that will be with us soon. Why or how, we have no memory. I feel like we've probably been manipulated in some way. Alright, buddy. I like that armor on you. You know what? My dad works in a magic production factory. He's the boss of the whole place. I'm not the boss of anything, really. I'm glad she's proud of me, though. Everything I do for her. Uh-oh. It's reading time. Time recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. Time to dream. Little liar. Everyone in the marketplace hates the little girl. Not yet 10 years old and far from having outgrown the sweet innocence of childhood, she earns only open contempt from the grown-ups who have shops in the market. The reason is simple. She lies about everything. It is a magic factory. Yes. Hey, mister. I just saw a burglar go into your house. Look, lady, everything just fell off your shelves. Hey, everybody, did you hear what the traveler said? Bandits are planning to attack this market. Even the most harmless white lies can be annoying if repeated often enough, and the shopkeepers have found themselves growing angry. You better watch out for her too. The lady greengrocer warns Kime. Nobody here falls for her lies anymore, so she's always on the lookout for newcomers or strangers. Somebody like you would be a perfect target for her. She could be right. Kime is new to the town. He arrived a few days ago and has just started working in the marketplace today. What do her parents do? Kime asked while unloading a cart full of vegetables. The woman frowns and shakes her head with a sigh. She doesn't have any. They died? The mother did, at least, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She was a healthy young woman who never so much as caught a cold in her life. Then one day she collapsed, and that was it for her. How about her father? She sighs more deeply than before and says he left to find a job in the city. The parents used to operate a variety store in the market, though the mother almost single-handedly took care of the actual buying and selling of the many goods they carried. As soon as she died, the shop's fortunes took a plunge until it was eventually taken over by someone else. The father went off to the distant capital city in search of a good-paying job that would enable him to cover their debts. He promised to come back in 6 months, but he's been gone a whole year now. Letters used to arrive from him on occasion, care of his friend the tailor, but those, too, gave out about 6 months ago. I guess you could say it's sad for such a little girl to be waiting around for her father to come home, but still. The girl now sleeps in a corner of the communal storehouse run by the people of the marketplace. We all used to talk about taking care of her, to be staying-in parents for her until her father comes back. This is no surprise to Kime. He knows from his own experience that all the people who work in the marketplace, and not just this plump, kindly woman, are good-hearted and generous despite their limited means. Otherwise, they never would have hired a stranger like himself. But long before that first 6 months went by, we were all heartily sick of her. She was a sweet, simple girl while her mother was alive, but this experience has left her kind of twisted. All of her sweetness is gone. Of course, we all feel sorry for her when we take our turns feeding her and dressing her in hand-me-downs, but the way she keeps telling lies to all the grown-ups, nobody really cares about her anymore. Why can't she see that? She must be lonely, don't you think? With a pained smile, the woman shrugs and says, "That's enough gabbing for one day. Work, work," and she goes back inside the shop. Kime is sorting the vegetables he has unloaded in the front of the shop when he hears a little voice behind him. "Hi, mister. You new here?" It's the girl. "Uh-huh. You're not from the town, are you?" "No, I'm not. Are you living upstairs while you work here?" "For a while at least, that's what I'm hoping to do. I'll tell you a secret, okay?" It's starting already. "Okay," Kime says without pausing in his work. "There's a ghost in this marketplace. The people here don't tell anybody about it because it's bad for business, but it's really here. I see it all the time." "Really?" Kime responds with feigned surprise. He decides to play along with her rather than scold her for lying. In this endlessly long life of his, he has encountered any number of children who have lost their parents or been abandoned by them. The sadness and loneliness of children who have been cast into the wide world alone are exactly what Khan feels himself as he continues to wander through the infinite flow of time. What kind of ghost? A woman. Now I know who she is. It's the ghost of a mother who lost her child, she says. Her little girl, her only child, died in an epidemic. Overcome with grief, the mother chose to die, and now her ghost appears in the market every night, searching for her daughter. The poor mother. She killed herself so she could be with her daughter, but she can't find her in the other world either. So she keeps looking for her here and calling out, "Where are you? Hurry and come with mommy to the other world." The girl tells her story with deadly seriousness. "Don't you think it's sad?" she asks Kaim. She actually has tears in her eyes, which is precisely why Kaim knows she's lying. Even if he had not been warned by the woman, he would know this was a lie based on what she told him about the girl's background. Kaim carefully arranges bunches of well-ripened grapes in a display crate and asks the girl, "Why do you think the mother can't find her daughter?" "What?" The girl asks him with a dazed stare. Well, he explains, this girl is not in the other world, and she's not wandering around this world, so where is she? Kaim does not mean this to be a cross-examination. He simply feels that someone who lies out of sorrow can have a far easier time of it by recognizing the lie for what it is. The loneliness of a girl who has lost her mother and been abandoned by her father consists not in telling one lie, but in having to keep on lying. It looks good. Well, then we can check that out real quick after the scene's over. I'll just put down the stream. I don't give a fuff. Now that you mention it, that's a good point, the girl says, smiling calmly. Really? Where did the girl go? I momentarily considers pointing at the girl as if to say, right here. But before he can do so, she continues, "This is the first time anybody ever asked me that. You're kind of different. I wonder." "No, you are. You're different," the girl insists. "I think we can be friends." Her smile deepens. Kaim smiles back at her, saying nothing. Just then, they hear the lady greengrocer coming from the back of the shop, and the girl dashes away. Just before she disappears around the corner into the alleyway, the girl gives Kaim a little wave as if to say, "See you soon." For the first time, the face of the girl with the all too grown-up speaking style shows a hint of childlessness, befitting her years. The girl begins coming to see Kaim at the shop several times a day when the lady grocer is not around. She tells him one lie after another. "I baked cookies with my mother last night. I wanted to give you some, but they were so good I ate them all. Bandits kidnapped me when I was a little baby, but my father came to save me and beat up all the bandits, so I didn't get killed. My house, it's a big white one on the foot of the mountain. You're new here, so you probably don't know it. It's the biggest house in town. You don't have a family? You're all alone? Poor Kaim. I wish I could share some of my happiness with you." All her lies are born of sorrow, sad, lonely lies. She could never tell to the market people who knew her background. At the end of every chat with Kaim as she is leaving, the girl holds her finger to her lips and says, "This is our little secret. Don't tell the lady grocer." Of course, Kaim says nothing to anyone. If he happens to find himself in a situation where the market people are speaking ill of the girl, he quietly slips away. Albert Odyssey. Lies and disparagements are funny things. They don't take shape because someone tells them, but rather because someone listens to and voices agreement with them. A truly isolated individual can never speak ill of anyone. The same can be said regarding lies. Because she has someone to tell her lies to, the girl need not fall into the abyss of true isolation. To protect her small and sad share of happiness, Kaim plays the role of her listener, raising no objections. One day when the girl comes to see Kaim, she takes special care not to be noticed by the lady grocer or by the owners of the neighboring shops. "Tell me, mister, are you planning to stay here long time?" "No, I'm not," Kaim says, continuing to unload vegetables and fruit. "You'll be leaving when you save up enough money?" "Probably." "But you don't have enough yet?" "I'm getting there," he says, turning a strange smile on the girl. See, you guys have to watch it. Now I have to watch this. This is a white lie of his own. He's already had enough money to support himself on the road, nor has he taken his current live-in job because he needs money so badly. He is here because he has not found a destination he wants to travel to. A journey without a destination is an endless journey. Wise men say that you need dreams and goals in life, but dreams to accomplish and goals to realize shine as guideposts in life precisely because life is finite. So then, what should be the dreams and goals of one who has been burdened with a life that has no end? Time is not a journey to be hurried, nor is it one that can be hurried. Perhaps drifting day after day with no destination cannot even be called a journey. If I were you, says the girl, I would get out of this marketplace as soon as I saved up enough for 2 or 3 days of traveling. Chaim responds to her with a silent, pained smile. What will be the look on the girl's face if Chaim were to tell her, I'm staying here for you? I'm finding the meaning of life for now and providing you with the listener for your lies. The moment these words come to mind, words he can never actually speak to her, the girl looks around furtively and says in a near whisper, If you want to get out of here soon, I know a good way you can do it. A good way? Sneak into the tailor and steal his money. There's a little pot in the cabinet at the back of the shop. It's full of money. You telling me to steal it? Yes. She looks straight at Chaim without the slightest show of doubt in her eyes. In all seriousness, she goes on to explain, that tailor deserves to have his place robbed. The money in the pot, she says, is tainted. I know this girl. A good friend of mine, she says. And it's so sad about her. Her mother died and her father went off to work in the capital and she's all alone. Her father was supposed to come and get her after 6 months, but she hasn't heard a thing from him. Yet another lie born of sorrow. Chaim calmly asks, Is there some connection between your friend and the tailor? Of course, she says. A close connection. What's really happening is the father was sending her money every month the way he was supposed to help make her life in the town a little easier. And he kept writing to her. He wanted to tell her he found a good job in the city and she could come live with him right away. He's too busy to come for her, so she should come to him. And he sent her money for the trip, but none of the letters or the money ever reached the girl. And why do you think that is? Before Chaim can answer, the girl says the mistake he made was to send the letters and money to care of the tailor. He's been keeping all the money for himself. Chaim looks away from the girl. In order to prop up one sad lie, the girl has piled on a still sadder one, a lie that can hurt another person. This is the saddest thing of all. The lock on the tailor's back door would be really easy to break, the girl adds, and she gallops away without waiting for Chaim's reply. The girl comes running into the grocery store the next morning, shouting for the owner. She says directly to the woman, not to Chaim. Burglars broke into the tailor's shop last night. She says she saw a number of burglars sneaking in late at night after the marketplace emptied out. My oh my, says the woman with a forced smile. That must have been just terrible. She is obviously not taking the girl seriously. But it's true though, I really saw them. Look, little girl, I've had just about all I can take from you. You're such a little liar. It scares me to death to think about you growing up to be a burglar or a con artist or something. I'm busy trying to open my shop now. Do you mind? Try it on somebody else. She is hardly through speaking when someone outside shouts, Help, somebody come. The tailor is standing in the street looking horrified and screaming at the top of his lungs. Burglars, they took all my money. The little girl slips away as the tailor comes in. The marketplace is in an uproar. The girl was not lying. That much is certain. But all too accustomed to her lies, people now suggest the possibility of another kind of lie. Maybe she did it. What do you think? And so it begins. I think you may be right. Talk about play acting, I wouldn't put it past her. Let's go find her. We'll make her tell. Even if we get a little rough with her. No one objects to the suggestion. Some run off to the storehouse and others start searching the marketplace. Can't find her anywhere. The storehouse is empty. She ran away with the money. And the searchers return with their reports and speculations. Chaim finally understands everything. After all her said lies, the girl has left behind one final truth. She couldn't have gotten very far. Yeah, we can still catch her. The little thief waits till I get my hands on her. The men rage and the women fan the flames. Good, give her what she deserves. We're so nice to her, now look how she treats us. We can't let her get away with it. A dozen men start to run after her, but Chaim stands tall in the road, blocking their way. Hey, move it. The men are out for blood, but Chaim knows if he felt like it, he could knock them all down and they wouldn't be able to lay a finger on him. Instead, he relaxes his powerful stance and throws a leather coin pouch on the ground in front of the men. The stolen money is in there, he says. What? Sorry, I stole it. A confused stir quickly turns into angry shouts. Kime raises his hands to show he will not resist. Do what you like with me, I'm ready. The lady grocer breaks through the wall of men, shouting at him. How could you do this, Kime? I wanted the money, that's all. Are you not just saying this to protect the girl? The woman's intuition is too sharp. Forcing a smile, Kime turns to the tailor and says, It was in the pot in the cabinet, right? The man nods energetically. It's true, he must have done it. I had the money in the pot. He's the thief. The money wasn't the only thing in the pot, though. Was it? What are you saying? You had some letters in there, too. Letters from the girl's father. That's a lie, don't be crazy. It's true, though. No, there couldn't have been any letters. I threw them all. The tailor claps his hand over his mouth, but it is too late. The lady grocer glares at him. What's this all about? She demands. No, I mean, you better tell us everything. The people's angry glances turn from Kime to the tailor. This is an entire book. Some days later, 2 letters arrive from the girl's address to the lady at the grocery store and the nice man upstairs. Kime's letter says the girl managed to find her father in the capital. He has no way of knowing if this is true or not. It's hard to imagine a little girl finding her father in the big city so easily without knowing his address or workplace. Still, he decides to believe it. When the girl's letter says, I'm happy now. Human beings are the only animals that lie. Lies to deceive people, lies to benefit oneself, and lies to protect one's own heart from the threat of crushing loneliness and sorrow. If there were no lies in this world, much strife and misunderstanding would surely disappear. On the other hand, perhaps it is because this world is a mixture of truth and lies that people have learned how to believe. Well, it looks like I'm already doing it there. I'm reading this whole thing. When he's through reading his letters, Kime turns to the woman, concentrating on her own letter. She shyly raises her head when she senses Kime looking at her. I give up, she declares. Listen to this. I'm so grateful to you and the others in the marketplace for all you've done for me. I will never forget you as long as I live. A liar to the bitter end, that girl, she says, smiling through her tears. Jeez, that was a whole thing. Neat, though. Let's see if I can find this Final Fantasy video onto internet. 7 remake video trailer. Nope, old. So it must have just happened or something, you guys. Oh, it was a remake teaser trailer. There we go. Okay. And let's just do this. Don't miss the button, Mr. C. Yeah. Combat definitely looks a lot like Final Fantasy 15's does, which I mean isn't a problem or anything. It's kind of expected. What else looks cool there? Let me know. Shout me out. Let me know what looks cool. What's this on the ground? Engraved ring obtained. This monorail is not in operation. Well, why'd you even let me come up here? You guys are the worst. This one better be in operation. Thank you for riding the monorail today. We'll be departing for the Great Gate shortly. Yeah, buddy. Is that what looks cool there? I don't know, man. Final Fantasy VII's real cool, but I wish I was more excited about it. But it's just like that. I don't know. Oh, was it? It is. It looks like fancy or flashy. It's kind of cool. Okay, so we made it to the gate. I think maybe I'll be more hype about it whenever it gets closer. Do another Final Fantasy VII playthrough. It's yellow. It's like a thing I like to call fancy water. It's like a carbonated water drink. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, the pineapple and star. I'm sure they'll let you switch, because I mean, well, actually, can you switch in 15? You don't have to play as Noctis, right? Maybe you do. I can't remember, actually. You can switch weapons in 15, but I don't know if you can actually switch. Also, I feel like I'm going the wrong way. What you trying to say, Air? You might need some rails or something? Yeah, this is definitely the wrong way. Yeah, it's like no rails. Yeah, man. That would be kind of a bummer if you could only play as Cloud. As far as combat goes. Oh, I didn't mean to do this. I didn't want to do that thing. Nope. No. Was there anything else interesting on the state of play? I think it's already open. Or over, I think. This feels like where I should be. Yeah, cutscene. Cross-dressing Cloud.
Why aren't we leaving? We should have already been gone by now.
I'm waiting for somebody.
What? Who?
There's somebody else on the team.
Huh? I haven't heard about that.
I'm here for that Monster Hunter World.
I have.
What the? This is the other guy?
Yeah.
Whoa, baby. What a... I can't believe my luck.
He reeks of booze.
Why are you late?
Can't you tell? A man's got to do certain things before leaving on a mission like this, and I knew what I had to do.
Jerk.
Thank you.
Hello, ladies.
Do or die Johnson is now off to meet certain death.
Oh, Jensen, come back to us. We still have that
Oh,
bottle
that is
for you.
so sweet. I know. Oh, don't say that. That's so nice. Oh, you know, girls, I'm already missing
He has
you.
beautiful
Hey,
eyelashes.
Tap just 15 more minutes. I need 15 for her, and her. That's 45 minutes. That's all I'm asking.
Like we would wait for you, you worthless drunk.
Her. That's
You
not very
poor
nice.
things.
I think I
You
was
know
very
what?
good.
You're free to go.
Hey,
Thanks
oh.
for bringing him to us.
Ah.
Well, thank you. You're such a doll. You come and play with us next time, honey. More than
Hey,
that.
don't touch me. Get out of here. Shoot.
Oh, that's not very nice. Okay, bye-bye, girls. Don't cry. I'll be back. Don't worry. Okay. Bye again.
Great. Just what we need. More useless baggage.
Hey, that's not nice. I ain't gonna come in real handy. You know, you can count on it. Whoa! Hey.
Who's counting on what?
Ow.
Ugh.
Hey. Man, you are so angry. What is your problem? Hey, you ready?
This guy's a real treat. I guess we better check out the skill link tutorial. Oh, convince myself like I had gallstones. Mortals like Jansen learn new skills by raising their level, but immortals don't require new skills by leveling up. Immortals can learn skills from mortals using Skill Link. Configure Skill Link from the skills menu. Alright. So this is probably important for the mechanics of the game here. By selecting a mortal, all the skills learned will be displayed. All the skills learned will be displayed. Select the skill you want to learn and Link will be established. To learn a skill, you must fill the SP gauge. SP can be gained in battle. So kind of like in Final Fantasy 8. Seems like. An immortal using Skill Link with a mortal. An immortal using Skill Link with a mortal can only earn SP towards the linked skill if they are both in the formation. After using the Skill Link, don't forget to set the battle formation. Skill can also be learned from accessories. Some accessories grant the user effects of a skill simply by equipping them. The skills learned from mortals will not be effective until you assign them in skill slots. Immortals can use the skills assigned in the skill slots. Don't forget to assign the skills you want to use in here. No. Make more beans and rice. The beans and rice are very good. And you put the ground turkey in there as well, alright? Because that's nice. Okay, let's talk about skills, baby. Set skill link with Jansen. I want to get... Nice. That sounds good. Alright, Jansen, you're gonna steal an item from one enemy. Oh, I don't usually actually eat after work these days. So for lunch, well, I have like 2 lunches at work. So today I had asparagus and quinoa and also chicken and some sort of pasta, I think, if I remember correctly. It seemed like forever ago now. Jeez. I'm dropping them LBS, yo. Yeah, there's like a lentil pasta thing. It's too eating is so mainstream, bro. Alright, so not much. Hello, Interceptor. How are you doing? How's your vacation going? Are you still vacationing is the question. What are your stats looking like? What are your stats? Okay, so your magic attack is 221, Jensen. Mine's 82, not great. And Seth, 95 magic attack. So given the alternatives, he should remain in magical. Sidebar, lentils are delicious. You're still tired, but you're on vacation. That means you gotta take a rest break then. A vacation from your vacation, am I right? Alright. Any more rings to get? No. Might as well put that on. Oh, also, crisis attack boost, so I can just learn the SP while wearing this ring. I want her to have the Hawkeye ring. You have the Berserker one. And no other rings available. And you can have Holy Night Charm, whatever. Because if there's another character to pick, I'm not going to pick you, Jansen. I can tell you right now. As soon as I get another character that even is moderately cool, you are off the team, Jansen. Unless they don't have... Oh yeah, eggs. I had 3 eggs total with those meals. Good thing it's Stardust. Unless like somebody else has such a heavy magic attack. And by the way he looks, it seems like I might want to... Yeah, back row him. Nice. Eggs are good. That's a hot take right there. I want you to have steel. And I want you to learn... Fight magic. Because you probably don't need a lot of attack power to cast some heals. Yeah, we're learning that. Okay, yeah, cool. I think all the pizza I ate the other day made me feel like death today. I regret nothing. You should never regret pizza. You are doing the right thing. Pizza's always the right answer. Damage up level 1. I will take that. An achievement. Ring assembler. Thanks, Xbox. Well, now that we got that, I mean, might as well put that on her too. Oh yeah, definitely. Friday is the day to just mess your stomach up, because that means you can be toilet bound all weekend. No big deal. That's fun. That's incorrect, Stardust. And you know that's just not true. I love me some pizza. Not particularly on Fridays, though. I'll have pizza any day I want. I'm not bound. Who's this clever fella? Well, well, this is quite rare. Running into travelers in a place like this. Except Fridays. People do call it that, Aaron, but I'm not one of them. Because it's too lame. If you're going on a journey, then you've sure lucked out running into me. I've just got some new wares in stock, so take a look at what I have to offer. Beyond the Great Gate is a dangerous region infested with monsters. You'd best be prepared if you're traveling through there. From equipment to medicine, I've got everything you need. Yeah, people do call it Za. You haven't heard that interceptor? I've heard that. Oh, actually, I haven't heard it in real life. I've only heard it on TV. Steals 9 from an enemy. I don't need that. Critical attack boost. You already have something like that. Not paying for that. Medicine that slowly restores HP of 1 member. We should buy these. Ooh, not that many of them. Mana herbs MP. Let's do like. Yeah, let's get some Za, bruh. You gonna get some Za? Nobody should die. And I just get the feeling that I'm gonna wish I had more of these. But I'll hold my peace. Ground bomb is a interesting name for something. I'll keep all this. I run a small and humble shop in the city of Ura. If you're in need of medicine or such, pay me a visit. I think you'll be quite happy with what you find. But yeah, that Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer was pretty neat, but it was more of what we saw before, it seems like. You're on the expedition team? Well, it's crawling with monsters outside, so watch out. Are you folks fully aware of the elements? That's one of the fundamentals of magic, you know. The elements of fire, water, earth, and wind can be arranged in a circle based on their strengths and weaknesses. Fire is weak against water, water against earth, earth against wind, wind against fire. Magic and monsters all work under these elements, so being aware of their system can dramatically change the way you fight. Make sure you memorize these rules for elements. You can be sure the monsters have them down pat. What kind of game would that be like, Air? I think the money is called it, but it's made this game is made by one of the people that were heavily into the creation of the Final Fantasy games. Let's go to the Epson Mountain North, because that appears to be what? An adventure game. You mean like point and click adventure? Because I mean, they do a lot of fighting-ish, but I don't know. Maybe they don't really. There's a lot of stuff that happens in that show. I can say that. Oh, shucks, Hootie. You stop.
This is like a death march.
Hey, we gotta get through that? There's no road.
Pull yourself together. If this is all it takes to wear you out, we're in trouble.
Yeah, well, I don't wear out in bed.
Once we get through here,
great.
there's the Ypsilon Range. Those
Tonight's in
mountains are
hate that
steep
guy.
and rugged. The weather is unpredictable, and since the ground is unstable, we have to be on the lookout for rock slides too. Of course, I expect to see you take a tumble into the canyon before we see any rocks doing it.
Yeah, funny. You know, Lord Gongora was saying you have a problem with your memory, right? I mean, you sure know these mountains well enough. And of course, you know you shave your legs every day and you pluck your eyebrows. and you owe me money, so I'm confused. You sure you really don't remember?
My body remembers.
What?
There was a time when I used to rush through here. I was a pirate, and supposedly I also went through these mountains.
You're doing great, Rand. I'm proud of
I
you.
just don't know what the truth is. I don't have any answers.
Huh. Well, what about you? Did anyone tell you what you once were?
No,
Nothing?
nothing.
Well, since you're so upbeat and happy, I doubt if anyone would remember you.
Trying to show that
That's
donk.
fine with me.
Oh?
My body also remembers.
How so?
Punch.
Just that it was
Come back to the fishing punch.
If I happen to remember, and my past didn't amount to much, then I think it's probably better to have never remembered.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Kaim, there's no need to rush.
Right, some of the
it.
picture in
Your memories
picture.
will come back gradually, and they're not all bad.
What? No breaks?
You just had one.
Trying to do a thing.
Yeah,
They're
how
trying to
about
go
some
for a
water?
look.
A little fruit. How about a foot massage? My feet don't stink. Kaim, you up for that? Hello?
I wonder if it's natural for everybody to hate that guy like I hate him. Jansen is his name. And Jansen is his game. That is kind of an interesting point. They're not having memory, but remembering through, I guess, sense memory of their bodies having been in a particular space. Random battles. With only the loudest combat music. Okay. Hey, look. The enemy's got a little formation going. In a formation, the front row provides a defensive wall for the back row, so any damage inflicted on enemy's back row is reduced. Thanks, Stardust. Are you about to stream as well? I think you are soon. All right. Have a good stream in Stardust. I'll see you shortly. My body remembers. That is a good line. You can see how tight the front row's defense is with this. What is the this you're showing me? Oh, guard condition. So the top left, got it. The gauge on the upper left-hand corner of the screen indicates the enemy's guard condition. The gauge on the upper right indicates allies' guard condition. So top left and top right. EGC is enemy guard condition. PGC is player guard condition. Guard condition is made up of the total hit points of the front row. By attacking enemies in the front row, you can reduce their guard condition. Easy enough, right? Get rid of the enemies in the front row, and the back row will start losing their defense. Forgot to do that. I already forgot to play. Hey, that's not bad at all. See how the guard condition has gone down. The higher the guard condition, the less damage you can cause to the enemies in the back row. When the guard condition reaches 0, any damage inflicted will no longer be reduced. I'll be in the back, so guard me well, alright? Well, we're very casual about it. I remember now. Don't cast a spell on me, bro. Here's a little hint for you. See the action order display on the bottom. Well, you punched out the guy who was trying to cast a spell, right? The extended amount of time he needs to pull the spell off, it's called casting interference. If you manage to cause enough interference, you can even keep the spell from popping off to the next turn. You cast the spell in my heart, Hootie. And it was super effective. Well, enough talk. I'd say let's take care of this rabble.
very fun.
My body does remember. I appreciate you, Interceptor. Do I view the spell tutorial? No. I think I got it. Just shoot out blood. Like I saw some anime ladies.
Let's take him down.
Wink wonk indeed. Okay, so we're gonna attack that thing because it's on the ground. So, wait, do I have a skill? Nope, can't use a skill yet. And then you're gonna use a spell. Like wind on the bird-like creature because that's what that does. Alright, Interceptor, have a fun time on your trip and please enjoy yourself. Yeah, they hated that. Yeah, this game definitely has that Final Fantasy feel to it. Use attack. Ouch. He really did. The straight up rock strike. Steal stuff, my guy. There are more rocks at my head. Oops. This game is making some sounds, dude. I like keep turning it down more and more the gameplay. This is just like all over the place. Kaim learned Steel. Seth learned level 1 white magic. Seth learned factual analysis. Jansen turned level 2 black magic. We learned that stuff real fast. So let me know if the game is now too quiet because I have been skillfully lowering the volume during those battles. Set skill. Pop that steel skill. So let's learn. White magic makes sense. I mean, everybody else kind of sucks at I appreciate you, Hootie. You get those for free 99. Cost of on the house. Actual analysis. Yeah, use the white magic. Skill link up on. I really love steel in video games. I also like saying the word video games. I'm having a great time this afternoon. Okay, so what you're gonna learn next? Yeah, white magic, leave that on. Cool. We got that set, and crisis defense boost. So he's not an immortal, so I wonder if the non-immortals, like the word mortal doesn't exist. I wonder if the mortals switching it out of party pretty frequently, where you're gonna be using our 2 immortal characters pretty regularly to steal their skills. The not immortals. Hello, Sai. How are you doing today? It's good to see you. See ya in the place. This game is neat. I'm like actually really digging this so far. It's really refreshing. It's giving me kind of like the good part of the Final Fantasy VIII feelings and the Final Fantasy X feelings as well. What's up here? Yeah, it's really exciting, Sai. Mana herb. Something about the pace of his run is very, very funny to me. Also, who left these pots out here in the middle of the woods? What's a slot seed? He asked with some trepidation. Strange seed that grants an extra skill slot to an immortal. Wow, that seems important. Luckily, I don't really need it yet. So I'm just going to hang on to it and not give it to anybody because clearly we ain't got Stu skills yet. Well, factual analysis. How have you been today, Sai? Anything exciting happen? Play anything exciting? Oh.
Let's take him down.
Wink wonk. Alright, cool, cool. Nothing wrong with that. So you know what magic cure poison? And we can hit them with a flare. These guys are green. They're probably like plants, and if you're like a plant, then you probably don't like fire. That's my logic, and I'm sticking to it. What are you guys doing? Wink wonk, I love it. They really don't like her. Oh, come on. Guess it didn't matter.
What a waste of time.
Time to learn crisis attack boost. Yeah. And also, I wish they didn't like have to put the big letters right on the screen, like bad. You did a bad job. It's like playing Devil May Cry and getting like a C at the end of the little section of battle. But guess what, buddy? You're not as good as you thought you were. Let's throw in a little shame. There's gotta be something going on out here, right? This run speed is fantastic. It's like, yeah, you won, but you should still feel pretty bad.
Hey, I want to ask a favor. I'm just going to ask this once.
Oh yeah, you got the ham.
All right already. What do you want?
Not a true cutscene. You're officially a ham, Sai.
Whiny. Okay. Is that all you can say? Can't we just rest in that hut over there?
I don't like you, Jansen.
All you do is complain, complain, complain.
I wonder if he gets the opportunity to die.
I'm not like you two. I'm a normal human being.
What should we do?
All right. Let's rest.
Hey, he deserves it. This dude has said some stuff, Sai. He has said some stuff.
Thank you.
And look what he's doing. Look at that. What is that? Die. Well, I'm going to give him an opportunity to die. What? Oops.
This does not look good.
It's fine. Maybe it doesn't look as good as it could. Let's steal. Alright. Yeah, that's unfortunate then. I bet these guys, again, don't like fire because they're plants. All plants hate fire. Oh, come on. What are you wanting from me, alright, video game? You're gonna shame me in front of my friends. Yeah. All right, Annabelle, thank you for hanging out again. And I know this is probably late for you, but still have a great night and have a great time, I guess, at college tomorrow. I think is where you went today, so have a good one. Kaim. Go ahead and hit him with that thing again. Get that magic out, buddy. Yeah, damaged up.
I am the greatest.
You are the greatest. Psych. Kaim learned white magic. Seth learned steel. So we're doing it now. Azura's Wrath. I did not. I know there's a lot of quick time events in it, which, I mean, based on the skill I'm showing now, wouldn't be the best result. But I also kind of just want to watch somebody else play it because I want to see all the cutscenes without having to worry about the buttons. Okay, let's replace the skill link with this one. I was learning black magic too. Yeah, I mean, at least in this situation, right? Like, it's not too big of a consequence to fail again and again. Got skill and factual analysis. Steel. Yeah, we're doing great out here. So was there a shack, or I guess it'd be inside here? Place looks kind of neat. The mountain hut. Mountain hut. Mountain hut. You have arrived at the mountain hut. But yeah, I was mentioning to Juice before he had to go that I'm considering moving Trails in the Sky streams to the weekends where we can play, mostly in the mornings for those in the different time zones. I don't know how much my American friends love Trails, or if their ability to wake up in the morning is weak. Oh, this effing guy. Let's see. Let's read a book. Why did it float like that? We finally reached the mountain hut. Everyone is worn out. I can barely keep my eyes open long enough to leave these few words. We're going to stay in this hut for a while. A giant monster inhabiting the Epsilon has appeared. We've only glimpsed its shadow near the peak, but it was enough to make us think twice about going on. I've got a light fever, probably from the rain during the climb. The weather changes so fast up here. I still have my appetite and I've taken some medicine too. I should be fine after I'm rested. The keeper of these mountains is still on the prowl near their summit. We hear the beat of its giant wings and roars periodically. We should be safe in this hut, but who knows when we'll be able to leave. I thought the Epsilon Mountains were a terrifying place, a nest of monsters, but everything is so beautiful up here. We discovered an exquisitely rare flower today. There isn't much else to do right now. The master of the Epsilon Mountains finally seems to have moved on. At last, we can leave this place. We're going to ensure safety tomorrow and depart. Yeah, work schedule's a mess. Yeah, I definitely understand that. I feel that in my spirit. Hey, there's a bed here. Let's stay here. Yeah, let's rest. That we can get our hit points back, and I'm probably going to have a nightmare. This dude seems to have a tendency towards nightmare. Yep. Oh, don't be a creep. Awesome. Night Terror is great. Go back to sleep, dude.
Listen, If either Kime or Seth seem like they're starting to regain even a fragment of their memories, use this.
What is it?
The expression he was making.
Oh, hi. I couldn't sleep. I'm usually exercising, sparring with people, and I work out a lot before I...
Was that all?
Was what all? About what?
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't.
Yeah, that guy's a tough jerk. 100. Who you talking to, buddy? This game looks pretty good. I mean, given what it is and all. Down the stairs we go. The fancy little thing we got in the middle of the room. Didn't press no. I did press no. I'm sorry, I did press that. Let's save, and I guess we're going to keep proceeding through this space to get to our goal, which I already forgot what it is, kind of, but that's all right. We're definitely leveling pretty quickly here early on. That's not where I want to go. This is where I want to go. Hey, lady. Good morning, Kime. Once we leave here, we'll almost be at the peak. Let's get moving. Let's go. There's gonna be a boss fight waiting for me somewhere soon, huh? This run speed. I love it.
The air feels humid.
Well, it's not going to rain. I know the weather. I have a sense about these things. And the sun's going to break through any second, and you'll be peeling off the clothes. Trust me. Oh, great. It's raining. What'd I say? It's gonna
Agree,
rain.
Hootie. Oh, this is back in town.
You're dismissed. Oh, Lord Gongora, please wait. Pardon the intrusion. Oh! Gongora, what are you doing? A moment, please. What is going on, Gongora? Answer me.
This is weird.
Place you under house arrest. Behold.
Oh.
Gongora, what is the meaning of this? There are those who do not wish the monarchy restored to power. But I do not wish it to be restored to power. With all due respect, while some fools completely support our current republic, there are also those who long to restore a powerful monarchy. Regardless of what your highness may desire, our country struggles with two political forces, the past and the present. You must be aware of this. Fortunately, I was able to sense your danger through magic energy. Even though I am under house arrest, I could not allow you to be harmed. There are many ways I can secretly move from my manor to yours, your highness.
I don't think I understand what happened.
If you had been out of your home, you would be subject to even tighter restrictions.
I can look after myself.
I, however, cannot. Had you not come, I would have ended up like that mouse.
Ah, the food was poisoned.
You can always rely on me.
That's what I was thinking, Hootie.
Thank you, Gongola. Thank you.
Gungora's up to something. Look at him now, walking like the usual suspects at the end.
Well done. We'll have to push him harder. I'll be in touch when the time comes.
He bought her those shoes. Yeah, that's the kind of dude you want on your team. Yeah, yeah, like he's like super obviously the bad guy. Yo, here we go, reading a book again. Kaim recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. Well, let's do it. Oh, thank you, Colt. I appreciate you. I'm doing my very best. I haven't changed since work, which doesn't sound as cool. I'll make it seem like it was intentional. I put on a suit for a stream today. Here we go. The Upstreamers. Strong winds have always blown across this vast, grassy plain. Perhaps this area's topography has something to do with it, but the direction of the wind remains constant, irrespective of the time or season. From east to west, from the horizon where the sun rises to the horizon where the sun sets. Clothes make the man, and man makes clothes. That's not how that goes. Swept by the unceasing winds, the misshapen trunks and branches of shrubs all incline to the west. Tall grasses do not grow here, and the grass that do grow all lie flat on the ground, bending westward. Caravans and herding folk traverse the single road that crosses the plain. They do not come and go, they only go, moving from east to west using the winds at their backs to gain distance. Travelers heading west to east always use the circuitous route that snakes around the southern mountains. It is much further that way, but much faster than crossing the plain head on into the wind. The road across the plain is called the wind stream. Just as the flow of a great river never changes direction, the footsteps of those who use the road have not changed direction since the distant past, nor are they likely to change far into the distant future, from east to west. Human shapes that appear from the horizon where the sun rises disappear over the horizon where the sun sets. They never pass oncoming travelers, with only the rarest exceptions. The first time she passed Kaim on the windstream, the girl was just an infant. So was my grandmother alive then? In response to the girl's untroubled question, Kaim smiles and answers. She was, and I remember what a nice old lady she was too. Looking back down the road, the girl points towards the line of hills fading off into the distance. My grandmother crossed 7 hills on her journey. Is 7 a lot? Uh-huh. Grandma lived a long time. Most people end their journeys after 5 hills. The people they leave behind build a little grave where they ended their journey, and then they keep traveling. The girl points down at the ground where she is standing. This is as far as I've come, she says with a proud, happy smile. The religion of the girl and her family profess a pious belief that if they devote their lives to walking eastward, against the flow of the wind stream, they will arrive at the easternmost source of the stream itself. People call believers in that religion the Upstreamers. The word carries a hint of fear and sadness, but also a trace of contempt and scorn. The upstreamers are devoid of worldly desires. They live their lives for no greater purpose than traveling eastward on foot. They are free of doubt. They give birth to children en route, and they continue their journey while raising their children. When they age and their strength gives out, their journey ends, but their family's journey continues. From child to grandchild to great-grandchild, their belief is carried on. The journey of this girl's family was begun by her late grandmother, who began walking from the Windstream's western verge with her son, who is then the age the girl is now. The upstreamers do not walk for the entire year, of course. During the season when the winds are especially strong, from late autumn to early spring, they take up the residents in various post towns scattered along the road and earn day wages by performing tasks that the townsfolk themselves refuse to do. Some upstreamers choose to stay in the towns, while others, conversely, take townspeople with them when they return to the road in the spring. These are people with whom they have fallen in love during the long winter, or boys who dream of travel, or grown-ups who have tired of town life. Such are the reasons the townsfolk look upon the upstreamers with complicated gazes. The little girl's mother was one of those who joined the journey midway, and the girl herself, some years from now, might fall in love with someone in a post town somewhere. She might choose to live in the town, or she could just as well invite her lover to join her on the road. She has no idea at this point what lies in store for her. The girl's father calls out to her, "Time to go." Their brief rest is over. She seems sorry to leave and stands up reluctantly. "Too bad," she says. "I wish I could have talked with you more, but we have to get to the next town by the time the snow starts." Constantly exposed to headwinds, her cheeks are red and cracked, her lips chapped, but her smile is wonderful and she wishes Kaim a safe journey. It is the serene smile of one who believes completely in the purpose of her life, without the slightest doubt. "Will I see you again somewhere?" she asks. "Probably." Kaim answers, smiling back at her, but he can never match that smile of hers. He is now in the midst of a journey that will take him beyond the western end of the Windstream. He heads to the battlefield as a mercenary, and by the time that the western battle is over, a new battle will have begun in the east. It will be a long, cruel journey with nothing to believe in. When he meets the girl again along the way, Kaim's smile will have taken on even more shadows than it has now. Perhaps as a parting gift of sorts, the girl sings a few short lines for him. "This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins? Or does it begin where life ends?" "Goodbye then," the girl says, trudging on, one labored step at a time, hair streaming in the headwind. 10 long years have flowed by when Kaim next meets the girl. This spring, when the grassland is dotted with lovely white flowers, she has become the wife of a young man who does tailoring and shoe repair in one of the post towns. "This is my 3rd spring here," she says, patting her swollen belly fondly. "In a few days, she'll give birth to a child. She'll become a mother. And your parents?" Kaim asks. He shrugs and glances eastward. "They are continuing their journey. I'm the only one who stayed on here." Kaim does not ask why she has done this. Continuing the journey is one way to live, and staying in town is another. Neither can be judged to be more correct than the other. The only answer for the girl can be seen in her smiling face. "But never mind about me," she says, looking at him suspiciously. "You haven't changed one little bit from the time we met so long ago. For the 1,000-year-old Kaim, 10 years is nothing but a change in season." "Some lives are like that," he says, straining to smile. "Some people in this world can never grow old, no matter how long they live." He looks at the girl, now grown into a woman, and wonders again. Living through endless ages of time, is it a blessing or a curse? Kaim's remark hardly counts as an explanation, but the girl nods with a look of apparent understanding. "If that's the case," she says, "you should be the one who goes to the place where the wind begins. You'd be the perfect upstreamer." She could be right after all. The lifespan given to humans is far too short for anyone to travel against the flow of the Windstream as far as the starting point of the wind. Still, Kaim responds with a few slow shakes of his head. "I'm not qualified to make the journey." "No?" Anybody can be an upstreamer. Anybody, that is, who wants to see where the wind starts with his or her own eyes. Having said this, however, the girl adds with a touch of sadness, no one has actually seen it though, I guess. The place where the wind begins. That place is nowhere at all. Even if, after a long journey, one were to arrive at the eastern end of the wind stream, the wind would be blowing here there too. And not just an east wind, west wind, north wind, south wind, winds without limit, without end. Human beings who cannot live forever, daring to take a journey without an end. This might be the ultimate tragedy, but it could just as well be the ultimate comedy. Time knows one thing, however. One cannot simply dismiss it as an exercise in futility. How about you? You asked the girl. Aren't you going to continue your journey soon? She thinks about this for the space of breath, and caressing her swollen belly, she cocks her head and says, I wonder. I might want to go on living the way I am now forever. Or then again, I might feel that desire to reach the starting point of the wind. All the upstreamers without exception say that you can never know what might trigger a return to the journey. One day, without warning, you slough off the entire town life and start walking. It is not always a matter of running into an upstreamer and being lured back to the road. Plenty of people set out on their own all of a sudden. The teachings of the upstreamers say that all human beings harbor a desire for endless travel. They probably are not aware of the desire because it's stashed away so far down in the breast that it's deeper than memory. The instant something brings it to the surface, a person becomes an upstreamer. Even if you have the desire, the girl says to Kaim, I wonder. It's true, she says, no question. The look in her eyes is as straight on and free of doubt as it was the last time he met her. Fixing him with that look, she points to her own chest. I haven't completely lost it myself. But I'm sure you're happy with your present life? Of course I am. Do you really think the day will come when you will want to set out on the journey, even if it means giving up that happiness? Instead of answering, she gives him a gentle smile. Many years flow by, but every now and then, something reminds Kaim of the girl's words, that everyone harbors a desire for endless travel. For Kaim, living itself is a journey without an end. In the course of his journey, he has witnessed countless deaths, and he has also witnessed countless births. Human life is all too short, too weak, and fleeting. Yet the more he dwells upon its evanescence, the more he feels inexplicably that words such as eternal and perpetual apply more properly to life, find it as it is, than to anything else. Real long sigh, real long. Traveling down to the windstream for the first time in many years, Kaim spies the funeral of an upstreamer. A young boy in mourning dress stands by the road, holding out wildflowers to passing travelers and urging them to offer up a flower to a noble soul who has made the long journey this far. Kaim takes the flower and asks the boy, Is it a member of your family? Uh-huh, my grandma. The boy nods, his face is the image of one Kaim knew so long ago. The old woman lying in her coffin must be the girl. Kaim is sure of it. Grandma traveled a long, long time. She brought my daddy with her when he was just a little boy. See that hill over there? She started walking from it away. She started walking from way beyond it. She got all the way here. So the girl must have set on her journey after all. Turning her back onto the town life, leading her child by the hand, she trod her way along the endless journey. Her wish to aim for the place where the wind begins would be passed on to her child, her grandchild, and on through succeeding generations. To head for a land one could never hope to reach, and to do so generation after generation, this is another endless journey. Is it a tragedy? A comedy? Perhaps the serene smile on the face of the old woman in the coffin is the answer. Kaim lays the flower at her feet as an offering. The family members who have traveled with her join together in a song for the departed. This wind, where does it blow from? Where does it start its journey here? Does it come from where life begins, or does it begin where life ends? The wind blows. It sweeps across the vast grassland. Kaim takes one long, slow step toward his destination. Have a good trip, calls the boy. Red and cracked as the girls were so long ago, his cheeks softened and smiled as he waves to the departing traveler. Yeah, kind of long. I really like reading them though, but I wonder if that's something I should skip and then just like record for like just for YouTube later or something. I don't know how much anybody cares about my live reading them. That's actually, they're pretty well written now. I like how it's only drizzling now. Yeah, like I think they're really well written. I'm not gonna steal. We never successfully steal anything. So you got white magic. And you use some wind. Ah, getting good. Nice. This game so far, I really like. Oh yeah, there's no I'm gonna skip them. They're just, they add a lot of life. Well, if you don't mind hearing them, then I don't mind reading them here. It doesn't. I mean, I'm gonna read them, and if I do it on YouTube, I'm just gonna read it there anyway. So it's all the same to me. Oops. Boy, there's really no reason to ever do attacks with him. Flare. Too soon? I mean, pretty much. Like, that's all I can do is weak damn DMG. I'm learning Black One magic. Sweet. Well, let's connect another ability up to the skill tree. Give me that level 2 then, buddy. Heck, put it all in there, my guy. But honestly, so far I like this game a lot. I like the idea of the character being, you know, experiencing immortality. And how living for generations might impact your psyche. And how forgetting things might be one of the best possible things that could happen to you. Forgetting how many times you've seen the same thing over and over again. Seeing that circle of life. It'd be really tough. I wonder how much hit points it gives you. Reasonable. That's why I say I would never want to be immortal. It sounds horrible. This guy's outfits, this game is just on point. That was an allergy attack there, my guy.
Ugh, that's nasty. Cover your mouth.
Ooh, I'm freezing here. Hey, turn around. Whoa, what a view.
Wow, this guy's real Jim. He said he's freezing. He told her to turn around.
The Grand Staff.
Oh, that grandstand.
That light has got to be magic energy. The staff must be leaking.
I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
He's so lame.
Seen it? Where?
Flashback time. What you doing there, buddy? It was real sensual. I don't really know what he was doing, but I mean, as long as he had fun. Oh, she was remembering something.
Ooh, deja vu. Or maybe your memory's coming back. No. Maybe what you've forgotten you're remembering. What? Well, excuse me for helping. You are such a pain. Okay, fine. Look at the view. I'm gonna go ahead and fix everything. You just talk amongst yourselves.
You've really seen this before?
What do you mean by that?
Just what I said. Do you feel like you've seen this before?
What's with you?
Just trying to be a friend.
Don't look at me like that again.
But I thought you... Forget it.
Hey. All right, come on, you two. I thought we were in a rush. Whoa. What the heck is that?
That bird finding was real good just now.
This does not look good.
You know what's kind of wiggity whack is that there's a save spot like right after this that apparently I don't get to touch before the battle. Well, try to steal. Skill, you should do nothing. Use a physical attack. And black magic on wind. Yeah, it definitely is there to taunt me because I mean I saw it. They didn't have to show me it. They didn't like that at all. Nope, that's not it. So I wonder if when it fails to steal, if there's still something to steal. Like, I'm gonna try stealing again. Kaim is like the worst at stealing. Matter of fact, this time let's have Seth steal. Maybe her skill is greater. So we didn't care about wind. Nobody likes fire. What's this? Ouch. There we go. Okay, we need to heal. Let's do that, and let's heal. Seth, heal yourself. Yeah, and then bang on that flare again. Ooh. It's got a critical guard there, looks like. Ooh, that that heal is weak. Okay. Kaim, what you should do is go ahead and maybe some medicine to Jansen. Yeah, give medicine to Jansen. You also give medicine to... Actually, that's kind of a weak... Ooh, medicine's kind of weak. Maybe we do need 2 turns for that. Nah. Steal again. ABS, always be stealing.
Okay.
Slot seed. There we go. Okay, cool. We just gotta steal off this guy, so that works out as well. Perfect timing, and that's actually a pretty good item, I think. Okay, healing herb. Seth. What's the order gonna be? I want to make sure that I do this not before. We'll heal you.
Okay.
Yay! Jansen died, but now he's back alive again.
That was close.
Had to heal him. Boy, that thing hits real hard. That's alright. I hit pretty hard myself. And let's try using a heal magic on yourself, Jansen. Not any of it punch? Boy, he just gets one shot, huh? Well. You don't like his all that he's got going on? Put him in a suit because that man is dead. Oops. You're gonna do that too, buddy. That's fine. Oops. Could have been less fine. Kime, you're gonna do that. Should probably heal Seth. This is not really the right move to do. Because, I mean, it looks like the way this dude's damage is set up that we need to just burn him down. I wonder what she's looking at on her shoulder. Yeah, let's item on. Start over again. Kime, you have a little bit of hit points and you're going to get hurt pretty bad by your poison. We know that. That's just the way that's going to work. Depoison yourself because we can't take another 66 hit points, even if we do about 150 of heal restorative magic. Let's also throw something at Jansen because Jansen needs to cast a spell. Hopefully before you get killed, but probably not going to happen before you get killed. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Yep. They just hate that guy. Just hates Jansen. I wonder if you defend, you build up your guard thing again. This boss gave you trouble. Wow. Looks like he's trying to give me some trouble too. Okay, let's do this one more time. But once he gets another turn, we're gonna have him defend. Oops. That's very fair. Not my buddy. Oh, neat. So you can actually die off poison. Fun. He's not gonna get a spell off. I'm gonna heal him and he's not gonna be able to do anything either. Oh well, give it to her. So the whole team isn't wiped immediately.
Thanks.
That damage though. Alright, Kai. It's gonna be you and Seth. And hit him off with another bit of another bit of health. So he can stay alive for at least a minute. That move hurt last time, I think. Oh. Bro. So. That's all I can do. Oh. The bads aren't gonna do it. Rest in peace. Wow. This is the first boss. And they didn't let me save it, that thing that was right there. Let's retry from the last checkpoint. Okay, so at least the checkpoint system isn't so bad. Alright, let's see what we can do about what just happened. Let's regroup. Okay. Increase magical physical. I appreciate that. RIP, sigh. Okay, cure poison. So I'm thinking that black magic mean skills you have equipped. Skill slot, steel. Well, let's leave your steel on. Leave that. Do we need factual analysis, really? I mean, let's do that. And we're just gonna try to burn that bird down right away. Skip. Oh, cool. I can skip. Nice.
No one gets in the way.
Okay, bird. Round 2. Your magic power is so weak. But we'll see if it'll do the thing where it will cause increased damage on next turns. We'll black magic you. Round 2. That's right. I wonder if I can put him to sleep. Might be worth a try whenever it hits me with the hardest thing in the world. I'll need it goes first. Boy, Seth just really gets hit. Okay. So what we'll do is attack. And you will item on yourself. And you're gonna defend. Oh, we got another turn. Weird. Okay. Kaim, this time you're going to heal. This is a bad idea. I'm gonna have no level. I can already feel it. Seth, you're going to attack. And you're gonna defend again.
Okay.
He sure was unsuspecting of that attack. Okay, Kaim. You're doing this. And you're healing. Kaim, yeah. And then you're defending again. Boy, that really doesn't give me much. that move. I mean, he was, but it didn't really make a difference, did it? So we're gonna have to antidote him, because it's gonna definitely kill him. And we're going to have to healing medicine him, and I think that's gonna give the flying beast an opportunity to do an AoE on us. Man, what I'd give for like a restorative item that does more than 100. Let's see. Flee. That seems like a good idea. We should have brought like one more person with us. Yeah, it might just require a bit more grinding than I've done up to this point. Which is fine. I'm cool with that. Like somebody poisoned and just barfing all over the ground. Yeah, so this element is wind. Yep, exactly. Just barfing all over the ground. Barf, barf, barf. This is a mistake. I mean, he just ignores my formation. Just because he can. Just with a sword wildly swinging it. One thing's for sure. I'm glad I bought all this healing medicine.
Okay.
Ooh, hot, hot.
Okay.
Stay alive, dude. I shouldn't have done the second one. Okay. Come, you're gonna do it. And then you're gonna steal.
Okay.
Oh, man. Ugh. Heal. And steal. And magic. It's looking kind of sad, right?
Okay.
Please steal it. There we go. Thank goodness. I think we got it. There we go. Got that rhythm. Rip.
I am the greatest.
They're not the greatest, but you did help. Timeline level 2. Oh yeah, all that stuff. And we got the slot seed. raising the roof.
How can you be so comfortable? I almost got eaten alive.
You did. You died a lot, but that's in a different, like, instance of history.
I think it'd be an improvement if you got eaten a little. You'd talk less.
Hurry up. I thought we were in a hurry.
You thought wrong, buddy. Yeah, the outfit game is kind of whack. Oh, here's that save spot they just tempted me with. Man, that was hardcore. Like, I had to like be a little bit prepared for that one, because if I didn't have those healing things, I don't know how I would have done. But they did give me those, I think, initially. I did buy some, but I didn't buy that many of them. What skill can I connect with now? You're learning black magic too. Oh, factual analysis. That's what we don't have. So I guess for sure then, now that we have two of them, because I suspect that these two are always going to be on the team. Well, Slot Seiju and Seth. Two characters I like the most, so they're going to always be here. Set this with crisis attack boost and level 2, and put that with factual analysis. Sure, whatever. So she's got all of his skills. He's working on it. I would like to save. Jeez. Well, already 2 hours, I guess. I spent most of that time reading, which is exciting. But we did get to watch the Final Fantasy Remake video too, which is also pretty good. I'm not super amped up about that. The new Final Fantasy VII Remake. It looks neat, like it's gonna be fine, but I mean, I don't know. I don't have much love for that. Yeah, like it looks a lot like Final Fantasy 15 to me, to be honest. But anyway, I guess today's Thursday, so tomorrow means I'm gonna play Ys, Oath, and Felghana. You never played Final Fantasy 7, Sai? Really? You kind of gotta play it. You kind of got to. If I had known that, I would pick that as my next game to stream, but whatever. We're definitely going to do Prey. But, yeah, I guess that's it. No, don't do the remake first. We'll talk about, I'll bug you about that later. But what we'll do now is on Friday, of course, we're going to be playing Oath and Felghana, so anybody watching, if you haven't joined the Discord, join there if you want. Keep up to date with whatever the heck's going on and whatever garbage I'm talking about. But otherwise, I guess that's a wrap. What we'll do is we'll, of course, raid Stardust, playing Spider-Man, Marvel's Spider-Man, and that's that. But again, thank you all for joining me. Sky, thank you for the host as well, and everybody just have a great night. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all again, and next time we'll be in Eastland, and